Pisces, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for late April 2023. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business as always and start you off with an oracle card just so we could dip our toes into energy and see what's going on for the lovely Piscean people out there. I hope you're all doing fabulous, my friends. Let's shuffle it up one time. See what we got for you this week in late April. Guys, talk to me. Yeah, we're going to take a real quick look at this first card, then we'll get into the full reading itself. And at the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean in on, which is always very interesting, my friends. Let's get this first card going. Let's get it moving for Pisces, please. My God, so what do we got for my Piscean friends? Okay, so we have this High Priestess energy, and that is a card that does represent the Pisces collective. And we're going to have to talk about this because on top of all the meanings that the High Priestess energy could represent, there could also be something revolving around the self or how you view yourself here. Now, before we fully dive in on that, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the April subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. Also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, into the reading. Have a look here. So yes, this is an oracle deck. It's not the tarot deck, but this woman always gives me Pisces or High Priestess vibes. Those are kind of one and the same, right? Notice that she's an older divine feminine figure. She has that crystal ball with a key in it. There's this lockbox right next to her. Like, she holds the key. She holds the secret knowledge. So when I see this, I always like to say, hey, you know, maybe your intuition is extra ramped up. Maybe your energetic sensitivity is extra ramped up in this time. You could be feeling the energy of those around you, different places or things that you're coming into contact with. So you might want to ground yourself down when this shows up. Extra energetic sensitivity, whether you're born with those gifts or not. But she can also represent mystery, the unexpected, the unseen. So interesting energy for us to lead off with here, Pisces. And since this is a Pisces reading, that's one of the cards that is representing the Pisces collective. So maybe you're changing something about yourself. Maybe you're feeling a little more confident in your abilities and yourself as well, or that's something you might need to chisel away at. Let's get into tarot. I always say with that first card, it doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a footnote. Let's get you 3 of these in the upright before we get the intuitive juiciness going. Shuffle it up here one time for Pisces. Hey, my guides, talk to me. What do we got for Pisces this week in late April? So, last week's reading was extremely positive. Actually, the last 2 weeks were very positive, but last week's was titled A Serious Blessing. Whether it's come in for you already or it hasn't come just yet, remember these energies could bleed over for the next couple of weeks. But we were looking luscious last week. We're going to hope to keep that going. But as you know, energy is very fluid. It's never set in stone, so only take this how it hits for you. Because we could be seeing your vibe, we could be seeing someone you're connected to. Let's get you 3 cards here. What do we got for Pisces in late April? I hope to keep the good vibes going. Okay, we have the Hermit. So it has some similarities to the High Priestess energy, I just have to say. Very spiritual, very connected, very mystic. Let's keep it moving though. We're going to get this Hermit chilling right there by the amethyst crystal. Let's get 2 more. Thank you. Hey, there she is, the High Priestess. Super spiritual, super in-depth. But there is this little bit of secretive energy here, Pisces. We're going to have to talk about this. But we're getting a double down of this High Priestess energy this week. Triple down, actually. What are we going to get next? The Magician? No, we got the World card. So yeah, we're going to have to talk about these. These are extremely powerful energies. And I always mention the fact that when we have all major arcana in the main part of the spread, or at least the top of it, these are powerful archetypes you might be going through a very important time in life. Now, let's go through real quick. Yeah, I'll give you the classical meanings and archetypes before we get the intuitive, juicy stuff. Now, at first glance, when I look at this, it just feels extremely powerful and strong altogether because it's major arcana after major arcana after major arcana. These are big things, big themes that we're going to have to comb through. They could be different areas of life, different stages you might be working through. But position number 1, we have the Hermit. For a portion of you, this could represent a Virgo that you are connected to. All cards have a positive and a negative. The positives of this Hermit, they're extremely wise, extremely spiritually tapped in when we see this card. Now, one thing I do have to mention that the Hermit and the High Priestess share a lot of similarities. So this could represent another person, that could represent you. It all depends on how this flows out. But the challenges of the Hermit, it can represent communication issues. It can represent you withdrawing or pulling back from something, pulling away. So there might be an energy, a person, or situation that you are withdrawing your energy from when we see this Hermit. Sometimes it could represent the dark night of the soul, but I like to think of like communication issues, but it's super wise, like packed full of knowledge. So we really want to dive into this Hermit and see what it's about. Whether it is you or another person, there is that withdrawn type of vibe. And the overarching theme of all three of these cards is they're all extremely spiritual. Okay, so whether that's an interest that you have or the energetic sensitivity I was speaking about, when we move to the center, we have the High Priestess energy once again. So when we get the High Priestess, all the things I was speaking about in the beginning remain. Now, in a regular tarot reading, I say this card could represent a Pisces or even another water sign. That's just how I personally do it as a reader. So if you're connected to another water sign, they could be showing up here. Notice her sitting in the place of balance between the two pillars, Boaz and Jachin, right? So this does talk about a very even-keeled approach. She is the holder of knowledge. Aside from all the energetic sensitivity, she could speak about intuition. You might have a gut feeling, or spirit could be trying to speak to you through your intuition. But another thing that she shares in common with this Hermit, they're both a bit mysterious. They both are keepers of knowledge. So when I see her, especially with this double down energy with the Hermit right next to her, there could be surprising things or unexpected things popping up because they are mysterious in their ways. Now, once again, we'll clarify all this and pull more detail. But moving to the very back end, we have the World card, the conclusion of the major arcana. Whereas the Fool is the beginning, this is the ending. Actually, the World is like the fully advanced version of the Fool. And not everybody knows that about this card. But when we see the World, it can represent the close of a journey, the close of a cycle, an ending of some sort. The World can also represent karma, karmic cycles, karmic situations. When I see this, I personally link it to the actual world today as well. So there might be something with current events, world events that are either bugging you or really have your attention. Maybe someone you're connected to is like hyper-focused on world events. But when we see this world, it could just represent the closeout of a journey, cycle, or an ending. So we really want to see what that's about, especially with all like this mystery, this unexpected energy here with the High Priestess and the Hermit. We need to dive deeper on all this action, Pisces. Let's do that. Let's jump in and clarify. All right, we're going to get one more good shuffle here for you, my friends. Let's see what's going on with Pisces, my guides. Talk to me. What we got? And yes, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot. Because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on that Hermit. And if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages that you want to give to Pisces, you could drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. All right, Hermit time. Why is the Hermit here for Pisces? Thank you. Nice and quick. Okay. All right, yeah, there is something that needs to get switched up or changed. There might be an energy or a person that you feel like is extremely volatile. We have the King of Pentacles in reverse. Usually the King of Pentacles is an extremely positive type of card. Okay, when I see him, I think it's abundance, very sturdy, very firm. If you're not connected to a Virgo or an Earth sign here, because that could absolutely be it, you might be bumping heads with an Earth sign in the coming days and weeks. But when I see this alignment, the way it's feeling to me is like, you might feel like someone is acting very erratic, or they're not acting like themselves, or something's just off, and like you're pulling away from that energy. That could be a big possibility in this time. Like just something's not right. Okay, there could be a disturbance in the ether. You might feel like just something's not right. Something's off here. Like your spidey senses could be tingling, okay? And we'll see how it plays out throughout the rest of this. But the King of Pentacles in reverse could speak about money issues. So maybe some of you are staying in more when, you know, instead of going out. Maybe you're trying to save, maybe you're trying to plan. It could be so many varieties of different things, okay? But I'm going to leave that as is. We're just going to keep pushing. I feel like those are the two main ones. Either you feel like something's off, there's a disturbance in the force, like this person's not acting like themselves, or you might just be like, all right, yeah, I need to calm it down. I'm not going out and spending money here, there, and everywhere. Let's keep moving over to the High Priestess. Okay. And there is like an energy of like problem avoidance here as well with the Hermit and the King of Wands. Like, yeah, I'm just going to stand over here while that calms down. Okay, like while all that happens, I'll be over here. Let's see what's up with that high priestess. What's that high priestess here? Okay. Yeah, we have the Page of Wands showing up here in reverse underneath this High Priestess. So now we're starting to see people show up. Now, the Page of Wands to me, yes, it could represent a fire sign. So you might be having issues with a fire sign. Pages are generally students, but they're also communicators. They're speakers, they're talkers. And when I get a page in reverse, especially under a quiet card like the High Priestess, this could be somebody being a little secretive. For a portion of you, this could represent an unexpected message or an unexpected talk or conversation when we have this right in the center, where someone's like, hey, can I talk to you about this? Or can I grab your ear about this? And it's like, whoa, all right, why are you coming to me about this? Or like, why are we talking about this right now? It's an interesting little mixture we have going on here. If it's not an unexpected message or talk, I do feel like this could be a big secret of some sort. Okay, not saying you're keeping it, but there might be someone around you that is being a little secretive for whatever reason. Could it tie into what we have here in the front? Maybe. But I want to just keep pressing forward to the world, because it seems like for some people this might be an interlocking story. For others, this might be totally different situations that haven't even happened yet. But there's a disturbance in the force with these two. I don't feel like it's anything treacherous. But let's see what's going on with the World card. Then we'll do a quick recap before we get into the Shadow card. So why is the World here? Don't get nervous about the spread, Pisces. As I say every week, I'm part of the Pisces collective myself, so we'll be all right. I promise. So why is that World here? Why is the World here for Pisces? Okay, that card almost came out, but it didn't. Karmic. Big karmic. Big karmic energy right here. Seven of Pentacles in reverse underneath the World. Yeah. Wow. This could be somebody catching a dose of karmic justice, that's for sure. Okay? Or this could be some sort of karmic lesson, karmic cycle. I've been seeing that through the water signs in recent weeks. There's a lot of these karmic energies, but these are two of my biggest karmic cards aside from justice. Okay? The Seven of Pentacles could represent, in the reverse form, somebody being impatient. So when I see it under the World card, aside from all that karmic justice or karmic lessons, karmic warnings I was just giving, this could easily represent you just being sick and tired of the damn whole world in the coming days and weeks. Like, I can't watch it anymore. I can't read the headlines. I can't watch the headlines. I don't want to watch it. This world is going damn crazy. Like, for some of you, you might just be in that mode where it's too much. It's like every time I turn my head, it's this, or every time I turn my head, it's that. So I would, if I were you, I would probably, stay off of Twitter or social media or whatever it might be. Okay? Like, give yourself a little mental break from world events. Okay? That's just one vibe. But if not that, yes, karmic cycles closing, karmic endings, yeah, that could be it as well. Let's go through and do a quick recap here, Pisces, because we have a lot of things happening. Okay, lots of different things. If you look in the box position number 1, and I did say that these energies are very similar, and that still reigns true, but we have the Hermit in the upright with the King of Pentacles in reverse. The main thing this was making me feel is that your spidey senses might be tingling. You might feel like somebody's acting a little funky, acting a little different. Something seems off, something's not right. Or just somebody's acting erratic, and you're like, you know what, I'll just stay over here. Like, you figured that out, cool. Like, I don't feel like this is a lot of the Pisceans. For a portion of you, might just be bumping heads big time with an earth sign. In the center, we have the High Priestess with the Page of Wands in reverse. Watch out for them fire signs too, because when I see this, it's two main things to me. Either an unexpected talk or message where someone comes in and picks your brain or wants to talk about something that you didn't see coming, or a person hits you up to talk that you didn't see coming. Or this is someone that might have some secrets or a little bit of secrecy happening. But on the very back end, this could be something totally different. It could be linked in with all this. We have the World card with the Seven of Pentacles in reverse. Heavy karmic energy, which I've been seeing in water signs. So for a portion of you, you might just be sick of the world and what's going on and current events. It might be very frustrating for you. You might want to just go off and live in the woods. But this can absolutely represent, karmic lessons, karmic justice. Not saying it's coming for you. It could be someone around you that is catching that karmic dose. So please take a screenshot of that. I'm going to get you one shadow card here just to see what's in the shadows. Interesting reading this week, Pisces. And I know we were looking at big overarching themes because we had these major arcana here, but let's get you one shadow card. Let's see what's in the shadows for Pisces, please. Guides and spirit team. And I always like to end off every reading with this. So what's in the shadows for my friends? Yeah, I'm still using the Shadowland Tarot. It's nice to have a look at. What do we got in the shadows? Okay, thank you. Hey there. Same thing that we were seeing in the first position of the reading. We got the King of Pentacles showing up in the shadows. Here, take a look at that. Look how different that is in this deck. Now, the King of Pentacles, the shadow side of it, it could represent an individual that is extremely stubborn. They're not willing to change. They're not going to budge. So these are things that you need to watch out for. You might have scars that are connected to an earth sign or a father figure when we see this in the shadows. So maybe Spirit wants you to cast some light on that. But absolutely watch out for any overindulgences or pleasure of the flesh when we have the shadow side of the King of Pentacles, because it could overconsume sometimes. But yeah, a big thing I'm feeling here is like there might be certain situations you're going through that you feel like it's planted, it's unchangeable, it's not movable, and that's not always the case in life. So only take that how it hits, Pisces. That's what I have for you this week. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give the details of the April subscriber surprise. If you got your name in for the March subscriber surprise, the winners will be announced in my community tab at the end of the Fire Air readings this weekend. But for April, I'll be running it back and giving away 2 copies of the beautiful Tarot of the Owls. It's a brand new deck and it's a lot of fun to work with. So if you'd like to get your name in for this, it's 2 simple things as always, my friends. First, you must be subscribed. And second, let me know down in the comments, out of all the cards in this week's reading, which ones spoke to you most. You'll be entered to win. And at the end of April, I'll put the winners in my community tab. As always, my friends, much love, and I'll see you next time.